Hi, welcome to everybody that joined today's session. I would like to thank you and introduce today's presenter, Miss Sabrina Rahman, who is one of our Sunway University student, and today she'll be teaching us Bengali language today. So, Sabrina, you can start the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pang. Hello, everyone. This is Sabrina Rahman. I'm associated with Sunway University. I'm a student of international business studying bachelor's currently. Today, I would like to introduce you to a very new language, I think, to everyone in Malaysia, Bengali language. Bengali language. I don't know how much I can deliver, but I wouldn't promise you to teach Bengali that you would start speaking it tomorrow, but I would give you a brief introduction to the language itself, about the history, the culture, and some sentences in Bengali. So, Bengali or Bangla, we call it both ways, is an Indo-Aryan language of the Indian subcontinent, and it has nearly 230 million speakers all over the world. At first, majority of people speaking Bengali were from India. But when the country got divided into Bangladesh, Bengali became the official and the mother tongue of Bangladesh. So I hope, does any one of you know whether Bengali is the sixth ranking language in the world or not? Apparently it is, because it has a huge amount of people speaking in this language. In India, some parts called Assam, Tripura, in Delhi, in Mumbai, there are a lot of Bengali people scattered. This is the language they speak. Did you know that people gave their lives to make Bengali their mother tongue and official language? There is a brief history behind this language. This automatically did not become the official language of Bangladesh. People gave blood, their lives. There were students, there were locals, there were service holders who fought for the language. The Bengali language is very rich in its literature, its tradition, and binds together a lot of culture in it. If we go to the brief history, we need to go back to 1952, when Bangladesh was a part of East Pakistan. And Bangladesh wanted to be a different country, or they wanted Bengali to be the official language. So they fought for it. There were problems, there were movements, and there was anger within the East Pakistanis that Bengali should be their speaking tongue, and the official work that would be carried out in East Pakistan would be in Bengali. And this opposing opinions led to language movement. In 1952, 21st February, a lot of people went into the roads where there were a fighting, a riot between the people and the police. And everyone in that mob, a majority of them lost their lives. In order to respect the martyrs who gave their lives for the language, a monument was built in Bangladesh. It is called Shahid Minar. Shahid in Bengali is known as martyr, someone who gives their life for their country. So I would show you a very short video about the language movement.
Até Maliki, ajuda o Brasil.
Sou brasileiro. Bonjour, moi je parle français. Madame Bengali.
আমি বাঙালি আর বাংলা ভাষা পৃথিবীর সবচেয়ে মধুর ভাষা
The world speaks in many ways. Expressions, gestures, a subtle nod, an enthusiastic greeting, a solemn wave of goodbye. Every language forms an integral part of their people's ethnic identity. Languages hold and nurture our infinite creative diversity. But the road hasn't been easy. Across lands, so many had to stand up to defend their mother tongues and heritage. Protests, wars, hundreds sacrificed. In 2000, UNESCO adopted 21st February as the International Mother Language Day as a tribute to the historic movement of the Bengali people to protect their mother tongue back in 1952. Today, the day is observed by nations all over the world in honor of their native tongues. Every language is unique in its own way. Every voice beautiful for the variety it brings. Languages cannot be confined within boundaries of letters, nations, or culture. Languages connect with all their diversity. This year, on the International Mother Language Day, we celebrate the beauty of linguistic diversity. We celebrate the gift of 7,000 languages.
So after 1952, 21st February was declared as the Mother Language Day. And from that...
Hey Sabrina, sorry to disturb, but could you on your presentation mode, please? Yeah, vision much more clearer.
Can you see now?
You can click on the top left. On your top right. I think it's your
bottom right.
Bottom right.
Presentation mode, Sabrina. The third one, beside the zoom line, bottom right beside the zoom, the first one, up. Oh, I think
there's actually a view button on the toolbar. Do you see a view? View.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a presentation. Watch in presentation over there. Or you can click on the top part.
Or screen type is clear, then just continue. It's fine.
Yeah, if it's...
I did it fit to window.
It's fine, Sabrina.
Okay, I think it's fine like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so after 1952, 21st February, International Mother Language Day was observed all over the world by all Bengalis as well as foreigners to pay respect to the people who died for this language. Now carrying on, if we see about Bengali language, it has got two types in terms of vocabularies, writing style, listening style. It is divided into two types, which is Sadhu Bhasha and Cholito Bhasha. Sadhu Bhasha is the sage language or the formal language, the language that is used by poets and writers to write Bengali literature. And Cholito Bhasha is the current language or the running language that we use in our everyday lives. Bengali contains 28 letters that includes vowels and consonants. So, Bengali language. Whenever we hear a Bengali person talking, that doesn't mean that Bengali is only of one type. It has got many dialects. For example, in West Bengal, in Bangladesh, within Bangladesh, there are 64 districts. And within those districts, the Bengali language is different. The words are different. The way the people sound, the tuning of their voice, it is different. For example, there's Sylheti language from Chittagong, language from Rangpur, and everything. This is because there were two official registers of Bengali, one in India and other in Bangladesh. And both of these dialects vary. They are very different from the language that we hear in the YouTube or from any Bengali person, because the Bengali language differs from tongue to tongue, from person to person. That is why it is our mother tongue. Our ancestors left this language to us, and that is how we speak in it. So, here are the Bengali alphabets. The first one is Shore O, Shore A, Rotshoi, Dirghoi, Rosho, Dirgho, Ri, A, Oi, O, O, Ko, Ho, Go, Gho, Mo, Cho, Cho, Jo, Cho, Nyo, To, Tho, Do, Dho, Mudhanno, To, Tho, Do, Dho, Dantanno, Po, Ho, Bo, Ho, Mo, Jo, Ro, Lo, Bo, Sho, Sho, Donto Sho, Ho. Now, let's see how first person, second person, and third person is divided in Bengali. There is first person, which we say, if I say me or I, then it is say ami. If it is plural, we say amra. Amra means we. Second person, you. If you look at second person in English, it is also you, so we call it tumi. And if it is plural, we call it tomra. And now let's get to the best part. There is different dialects, as I told you, so there is informal and formal language as well. For example, when we talk to our close ones, our friends, our family, our juniors, we usually use the word tui. Tui is the second person or you of Bengali that we use for our juniors or close ones. And the plural form is Torah. And if we look at a different perspective, if we talk about our seniors, if we talk about the elders in the family, and then our teachers, our colleagues, in that case, we use apni. The singular is apni and the plural is apnara. And if we look at the third person is usually the person whom we are referring to, like someone else apart from me and you. In that case, we say she. And in the plural form, it is Tara. And if we just say it in a more formal way to our colleagues, our seniors, our family members, elders, in that case, we show some respect and we say Tini. And the plural form of this is Tara. Now let's see how to formulate sentences in Bengali. In English, the pattern is subject plus verb plus object. But in Bengali, it is subject, object plus verb. So if we say, I eat rice in Bengali, the subject remains the same, but the object and the verb changes. So the rice comes in the middle, eat comes at last. Ami bhat khai. Ami, I, eat, khai, rice is bhat. So the object goes to the middle, takes the place of the verb, and the verb takes the place of the object. I read books. Ami is the subject. That means I. Books would go in the place of the verb. So books is the object that goes in the middle. Ami, boy. Boy is the Bengali of books. And for read, we say pori. Ami, boy, pori. Now, if we do not have an object, at that time what we do? I work. For I, it means ami. It remains the same, but we make work the object. Or in certain places, it is said both of them, kaj, kori, is the verb itself. So, ami, kaj, kori. Kaj is work. So, it doesn't change. Now, if I talk in Bengali, how different it would sound if I talk to someone close or some junior, and how it would sound if I talk to some senior colleagues or someone who's very respectable person. If I say, how are you? I need to say, tumi kemon acho. But when we refer to seniors, we say, apni, which is the formal of you, kemon, it remains the same, achen. The placement of the verb changes as well when we talk in Bengali. So when we talk about tumi kemon acho, when we talk to seniors, it is apni kemon achen. What is your name? Tomar naam ki. And then when we talk to seniors, we say apnar, because the tomar replaces apnar, naam ki. This remains the same. Where have you come from? তুমি কোথা থেকে এসেছো? Come from means থেকে এসেছো, like where do you live or from where you have traveled. So this one, just the subject তুমি will replace আপনি and এসেছো would become এসেছেন. And then, do you understand? তুমি কি বোঝো? And the next one would be আপনি কি বোঝেন? Anyone of you, Ishwarmeet, can you say whether I placed it right or not?
Hi. Okay. Which one?
This one.
Do you understand?
Yes.
আপনি কি বোঝেন?
Yes. And did I place it right? Should it be আপনি কি বোঝেন or should it be তুমি কি বোঝেন while talking to a junior or a family member?
বোঝেন is with respect, right?
Yes.
So if it's a family member, then I think it should be বোঝেন.
Yes. So this one should be here.
Right. So it will be তুমি কি বোঝেন.
তুমি কি বোঝো? তুমি কি বোঝো is the informal way. So it is saying, do you understand? So তুমি কি বোঝো would be here and আপনি কি বোঝেন would be here.
Oh, okay. So we আপনি কি বোঝেন.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. So now, if I ask someone to speak slowly, when I'm telling it informally, we tell aste kotha bolo. But when we talk with respect, sometimes we use some more words that are not in the sentences. We say onugroho purbok dhire bolun. This is a better sounding version or the official version when we talk to someone. And then there is another type where we say very casually, the one that we use in our daily lives or with our families or just like that with our friends. So I went, gesilam. But when we do it formally, when we talk with someone, outsider or senior or anyone else, we say giye chilam. This is apparently the proper use of the word that we usually do not use in our daily lives with our close ones. So now, let's look at some Bengali numbers. 0 is called shunno. 1 is called ek. 2 is called dui. 3 is tin. 4 is char. 5 is panch. 6 is choy. 7 is shat. 8 is at. 9 is noy. 10 is dosh. If we go more than this, we talk about 100, it is ek-sho. If we talk about 1 lakh, it is 1 lakh. And if we talk about a crore, we say ek koti. The mean number remains the same, only hundreds, thousands, lakhs, these terms change. So now, let's see whether we can formulate some sentences or not. Anyone would like to try how to say go there? There is the translation for go. There is the translation for there.
I can try.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
So it will be jao okhane.
Okay, so what I said in English, it is verb plus object, but in Bengali, it is object plus verb. This one is the object, so it would come at first.
Oh, so it'd be okhane jao.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pang, would you like to try come here? Come and here.
Let me see. Is it ami?
Come, no.
Ami.
This is the translation. This
Let me
is
try to say, I eat fruits. Is it?
yeah, sure.
Ami fall kai.
Yes, perfect.
Sure.
What about if I say I don't eat fruits? In that case, what it would be?
That's a don't. How do we say don't?
We
Is
say
it
don't.
plural?
No.
Nah.
No. We just use the word na.
Oh, so it's like ami nah kai. Nah for is it ami for nah kai?
Ami for kaina.
Oh,
But
okay.
the verb comes
It's
at
at the
last.
oh, okay. So it's ami for kaina.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like English that you don't put don't is at the end lah. It's
No.
like okay
We usually put it at the last.
at the last. Sure.
So anyone else who would like to try the last sentence?
Abdul Rahim, go bro, try.
But how do we say book? First of all,
Book is boy.
boy. Okay, so will be. How do you say how? Okay, Ami boy ake.
I is Amar. When we yeah, exactly, that is the point why I gave this sentence here. When I say there are two terms where we use I. We use Ami as well as Amar. So when we say about possessing something, we say Amar.
Okay,
Book
so
is
it
a
will be
boy.
Amar boy kai.
Boy. Ache.
Ache. Okay.
Amar boy. Ache.
Amar boy ache. Okay.
Yes. Okay, say I eat rice.
So
Rice
Ami
is bhat.
bhat is it?
Yeah, bhat. Ami?
So Ami bhat kai.
Yes, perfect. So let's go on to the next slide. So like English, Bengali also has present, past, and future. For example, I am happy. This means Ami shukhi or Ami khushi. I was happy. Ami shukhi chilam. I will be happy. Ami shukhi hobo. Then, if we say it location wise, I am at home. Ami barite achi. I was at home. Ami barite chilam. I will be at home. Ami barite thakbo. So, acho is used when we say about present. Acho is also used when we talk in the past, but the verb changes. And then we usually use three terms. Achi, chilam, thakbo means when we are referring to a first person or a human being, or when we talk about possessing something, at that time the last word changes. Let's see how it changes. I have a book. Amar kache ekta boi ache. We did not say achi because achi is about human beings, and books or fruits or pen, pencil, while we refer to the non-living things, any kind of object, we say ache, chilo, থাকবে. When we refer to time, it is the same. আছে, সময় আছে. In Bangla, time is called সময়. সময় আছে, সময় ছিল, সময় থাকবে. Now, if we talk about some formal greetings, if we welcome someone to a place, if we welcome a foreigner to Malaysia, how do we say it in Bengali? We say স্বাগত, or তোমাকে স্বাগতম জানাই if we say it in a sentence. How are you? আপনি কেমন আছেন? I am fine. আমি ভালো আছি. So Abdur, আপনি কেমন আছেন?
আমি ভালো আছি.
Yes, right. So now, if we say good morning, we say Shubro Bhat. If we say good night, we say Shubho Ratri. If we say nice to meet you, তোমার সাথে দেখা করে ভালো লাগলো. ভালো means you feel good about something or something is nice. And if we say goodbye, we say bidai. So, in Bengali, there is another division, and sometimes the division is based on religion. For example, in Hinduism, the word nimantron is used when we talk about some kind of invitation that a person invited this person. If it is in the Hindu religion, the word nimantron is used, and if it is in Islam or if the Muslims talk among themselves, we say the word dawat. In the same way, water, it has two meanings. Like the meaning is same, sorry, it has two ways of saying it. One is jol, another is pani. One is snan, another is gosol. One is didi for sister, and it is called apu. Dada, bhaiya. So this goes on. There is also a division in terms of religion in the Bengali language. So let's see some of the business words. Office, we call it doptor. Factory, it is called karkhana. Invoice, it is called chalan. Bank, we use it bank in our regular daily lives. Advertisement, বিজ্ঞাপন. Loss, ক্ষতি. লাভ is profit. Now, commercial, this is ব্যবসায়িক. Employee is কর্মচারী. Employer is নিয়োগ কর্তা or কর্মদাতা. Businessman, ব্যবসায়ী. There is the difference in baboshaik and baboshai is very small. While we use the word commercial, we say baboshaik, and when we use the word business man, we say baboshai. The K or the K is omitted. When we talk about a company, it is Protishtan. TH is usually pronounced as Th or The. Work is Kaj and powerful is Komuta Shali. Tosif, what is a businessman called?
Oh, Biabashai.
Baboshai.
Beboshai.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's look at some food items. If you go to any Bengali shop and if you tell to serve these things, these are the must-haves that we usually have in our regular lives or like regular everyday food. These are the plain things that we have. So chicken is murgi, rice is bhat, lentil soup is dal, egg is dame, potato is aloo, fish is mach. So here, if you notice something that Bengali language is kind of similar to Hindi language in some words, this is because both of the language originated from Sanskrit. Now let's look at some of the must-have items in Bangladesh or in West Bengal. It's dal bhat. Dal bhat is usually rice with lentil soup or dal. And then shorshe ilish. Ilish, this is hilsha. Hilsha is the national fish of Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is very, very famous for this dish. And then there's jhalmuri, which is puffed rice mixed with a lot of spices. And then there's bharta. Bharta is mainly the mashed vegetables or mashed fruits mixed with spices, onions, chilies. And then there's fuchka, which is called pani puri in some places. So it is basically a crispy chips with some kind of stuffing inside. And if we talk about the best parts, the dessert, there is rasgulla, that is world famous, and there's rashmalai. The rasgullas are usually dipped in milk and it becomes rashmalai. Malai means milk, or the thickened milk is known as malai. So do you guys have any questions till now?
All clear from me.
Anyone else?
So Sabrina,
Yes.
if I were to say I want to eat fish, so it will be ami mach khai.
Yes. Right. I want to, if you use the word I want to eat fish, আমি মাছ খেতে চাই.
Ami mach khete chai.
Yes, and if you say I eat fish, in that term you say আমি মাছ খাই.
Oh, alright. So it's different between want and eat.
Yes. So one word changes the entire sentence in Bengali.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, if you ask me or any Bengali all over the world why we should learn it, because Bengali is such a language that is 6th in world ranking. There are millions of users all around the world. Secondly, Bangladeshi students are scattered all over the world in Canada, Australia, Malaysia, USA. So you can make a huge bunch of friends by learning their native language. There is no comfort in talking to someone who speaks in your own tongue or your own language. Second, if we look at the Bengali culture, it is diverse. The traditions, the festivals, the movies, the songs, it varies from region to region. For example, in East Bengal, in Calcutta, the tradition is different, the festivals are different, the literature is different. But if you look into Bangladesh, everything else is different. We have different festivals, we have different way of talking, we have different foods that we eat, we watch different movies, we listen to different songs. So Bengali culture is a very diverse culture. No matter wherever you go, you discover something new. If you go to Assam, you see a different version of language. If you go to Bangladesh, you would see a different type of Bengali culture, a different type of language. If you go to West Bengal, that is also a different dimension to the Bengali language and the Bengali culture. So no matter wherever you go, the rich culture is everywhere. And lastly, Bengali is not as hard as it may seem. Obviously, it cannot be taught in a day, but if you practice, if you talk to someone, for example, there are very less classifications in Bengali. In many languages, the gender, the present tense, past tense, it's usually different. It varies from sentence to sentence, location, third person, objective, subject, verb. But in Bengali, it's kind of the straightforward and follows the same scenario. Now let's look at a video that was aimed to show people in International Mother Language Day. I hope you guys would enjoy it.
কে দাদু ভাই? তুমি যাচ্ছ কোথায়? কথা বলবা না?
না, থাক। How are you, Grandpa?
নাতিটার জন্য আমার যেহেতু অনেক বেশি মন পড়ে ওর নাতির। বিদেশে থাকা নাতি তো আর বাংলায় কথা বলতে পারে না, এইদিকে আবার ইংরেজিটা ঠিকঠাক না পারায় দাদিরও কথা বলা হয় না ঠিক মতো। ফোন আসলেই এটা ওটার অজুহাত দেখিয়ে আড়ালে চলে যায়। আমি জানি আড়ালে গেলেও ওর মনটা পুরো থাকে এখানে। নাতিকে বলার জন্য কত কথা জমে আছে ওর বুকের ভেতর। Do you remember what I told you about your grandma?
Yeah, where's Grandma?
কই নাতিরে দেখা যাও।
Hello, Dadu. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Gigi, bye. তুমি কেমন আছো?
কে না চায় প্রিয়জনের সাথে মন খুলে কথা বলতে? একমাত্র ভাষাই পারে মনের ভাব প্রকাশের।
So basically this video was about how language connects people. For example, the woman couldn't talk in English but wanted to talk her heart out to her grandson, but she couldn't. So when her grandson uttered some words in Bengali and talked to his grandmom, her grandmom became happy because she could literally connect to him. And now there's another video that I would like to show. about Bengali language. Or
I wonder you send me
Bengali
into
culture.
speech and drama. It's so dramatic.
So this was mainly the Bengali culture that I portrayed and how much they could connect regarding the language. So now we have seen a point of view of Bangladesh. But if we look into the West Bengal, the culture is a bit different. The way of talking, the language, the people are very different. So let's have a look about the Bengalis in West Bengal.
Come again. Thousand more rivers are waiting for you.
বেশ মানাবে আমাদের নাত বউকে কি বলো
আমাদের ঐতিহ্যের কোনো পরোয়া করবে কি গো? দাদু
আর কতদিন রাত করে থাকবি শুনি
So basically, that was the main difference between the culture. The culture in West Bengal is different from that in Bangladesh, as well as the way of talking or the dialect. So now, any one of you have any questions regarding the culture in West Bengal or Bangladesh or the language or dialects?
I have a question.
Sure.
So how is during business or meeting or something, which type of language is more yeah?
During meetings, it is mostly Bengali. When talking with the employees or the lower level of employees, I would say, for example, if you talk to a clerk or a cleaner, at that time we use Bengali. That they understand what we are trying to say, because everyone doesn't have the same level of education, and uh, in when we are talking to managers, officers, in that term, or when we are giving business presentations to foreigners in those events, we talk in English. But mostly when, if there is any outsider present, it goes in West Bengal as well as in Bangladesh, that we avoid using Bengali or our own language, so that the third person who's an outsider or doesn't know our language doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Oh, so is it a must to know Bengali if you do business in Bangladesh?
No, there are a lot of foreigners doing a job in Bangladesh, or doing business in Bangladesh in multinationals. There are CEOs, heads. So there are a lot of people who don't know Bengali. But we adjust. Whenever there is someone trying to invest, we try our best to let them invest in our economy.
Okay. Thank you for answering.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Sure.
In Bangladesh, is it like in Malaysia where we can go and we don't need to know Malay because almost everyone understands English? Is it the same in Bangladesh?
Even if you talk in English in Bangladesh, they would understand. Bengali
Thank you.
people are very good at understanding gestures or your sign language or what you are trying to say. So in that, even they would love to help you. For example, if you are a foreigner and if you go to Bangladesh and you ask people about direction, about food, or where to go, they would usually try their best to help you, because to them, foreigners are guests, and we have a very good reputation of being hospitable to people. Anyone else?
Well, I have a question. With your previous answer, I actually really want to be in Bangladesh right now because you mentioned that it's so hospitable. Also, let's just say if it's a Hindi speaking individual, how hard would it be for the person to speak Bengali?
It wouldn't be that hard, because a lot of words are mixture. Like the way a Bengali can speak in Hindi fluently, in the same manner, a person who knows Hindi can speak in Bengali, because a lot of words that originated from the same source that we call as Sanskrit. So basically, a lot of words are same. For example, in Hindi, we call it dal or dal, something like this. But in Bengali, we also call it dal. So
that makes it
words.
easy.
There are a lot of words that are common.
So that would make like a person who speaks Hindi slightly easier than other people.
A bit easier, but I would say that Bengali itself is an easier language. A lot of foreigners have learned it. Foreigners, for example, not even from Asia, from United States, from Germany, from Sweden, they have picked up the language. Bengali is actually all about practice.
Right, better stop practicing.
I have one question. During the the current situation, the coronavirus, which industry is actually like rising, during the situation?
During the situation, the plastic industries, the medicine producing industries, plastic industries, because there has been a huge production of sanitizers. So the sanitizer bottle are mostly made out of plastic. So there has been a huge rise in this. The pharmaceuticals who produce masks, who produce medicines, injections, they had a boom in the business. On the other hand, the garment sector, which is the leading sector in Bangladesh, from which we have our most income, that sector went down a bit because the foreign countries like UK, Europe, the people actually we make products for H&M, for Primark, for F&S. So we make these products, the branded products that we usually see. So we usually do what they call is offshore production. So the people from UK, USA, or Europe, they gave us orders and we fulfilled them. The governments fulfilled them. But due to the rise in COVID, what happened was the government sector stopped receiving some orders. Some of the orders from Europe or USA was declined because of the virus situation, because people didn't have money to produce. So there had been a lot of unemployment in many sectors. Because people started losing their jobs. People started earning less because a lot of companies made the pay scale very low. Like they literally halved it, the pay, and then they paid them to their workers.
I see. So is it like it's quite risky, if we consider sustainability or the CSR to do business right now in Bangladesh because of the low payment?
During the lockdown, there was not much lockdown in Bangladesh, so the businesses came back to normalcy. But then again, there are challenges that people are facing. For example, a lot of people had to leave the capital because they couldn't afford to live there because of their cut in salary and everything. So I don't think Bangladesh's economy would go back to normal very soon, unless and until that this pandemic subsides. I don't think it would go back to normal. Actually, it was in a very better situation few days ago when people started getting vaccinated. Most of the people are vaccinated in Bangladesh with the second dosage of vaccine. So it went back to normalcy, but then again, as there is even more rise in cases every day, the businesses are still having a bit of loss. But then again, the economy is improving on the other hand, because there hadn't been lockdown, a strict lockdown in a long time.
So it's better to wait until we are sure, right?
Yeah, actually, it's like it's not booming, but the economy is working fine. There's not major loss.
Okay. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you. Any other questions, anyone?
So, Sabrina, one more last question. I'd like to ask that for Bengali language, is only used in Bangladesh or is like
It is used in West Bengal, in India, Calcutta. The place is called Calcutta, Assam. So Indians, the second most used, like at first it is used mostly in Bangladesh. It is our national or official language. But the second most users are from West Bengal, that is from Kolkata in India. So in
okay.
India, there are a lot of other places where people talk in Bengali. So it is not only about Bangladesh, but we give such priority to this language in Bangladesh because we have a history behind it.
But what is like famous in Bangladesh? In like, what's your famous stuff except like factory stuff?
Okay, we are very well known for our clothing, the
Oh,
jamdani or muslin, sari
leather?
or muslin.
Oh, Muslim.
There is
Okay.
another type of fabric. So muslin is such a fabric that 1 yard of it can be fitted into a matchbox. It is so thin and it is
Oh,
hand weaved. So Bangladesh is mainly famous for its handcrafted products.
oh, interesting. Because it's the culture and the scenery of Bangladesh is really nice. After you show it in the video, yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, so basically people are like mostly into the hand weaving things, like though these are getting more extinct day by day because people shifted to machines and there are factories building up for producing clothes, so these things are kind of waving away from the culture. But then again, if we if we go to the places where there are heritage of our country, or there are old things that are still in practice, we can see the weaving of these clothes or this kind of handcrafted things. For example, we make fans, like hand fans. We make designs in those, and we weave saris, we weave clothes, we weave kurtas that people wear.
Mm.
It's hand woven. So that is what Bangladesh is mostly famous for, its handcrafts.
Oh, quite interesting. Yeah, I think it's there should be one chance to go visit Bangladesh one
That's-
day.
Sure.
Is there any other question? Anyone? If there's no more question, there'll be we'll end the session. Is it okay, Sabrina?
Yes, I would like to thank all of you. Dhonnobad. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina, for like giving us this talk. It's quite actually sweet language, to be honest. I would like to learn it ahead, but I
yes,
think I'll watch YouTube. I
usually
guess.
Bengali people tell that it is a modhur language, like it's sweet as honey.
It's quite sweet. Yeah, it's true. They don't lie, right, Abdul?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Don't know, but
Dhonnobad.
Thank you so much, Sabrina, for such an insightful workshop. Dhonnobad.